Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So I decided to stay in the light today. So it has a better light than right here, and I'm inside. I usually I can't even speak, y'all. I usually record right there next to my window, but it's getting dark a little bit where I'm at. Well, that's further from the point. It's going to be a review today on GH, the 17th of July, and we're going to start off with the first person, which is Jason and Jake today. This was something I always wanted. I waited for this scene for so long with little Jake and Jason. But this is something that Jason has to accept, that he decided to stay out of little Jake's life. And I really don't understand the concept of it now, because when Drew came into town and he was in the business with Sonny, and he found out he was Jason Morgan and he was in the business with Sonny, he made sure to make sure that his kids was involved, even if his lifestyle was horrible. So I don't understand. If Drew can do it, I'm glad that Jason seen that. I'm glad that Jason seen and heard that Drew kept his family close from Sonny, so Jason can know that it is possible. Because before, when Drew wasn't around, or Drew didn't even come into the picture, Jason thought that his life was very dangerous. He thought that he could not have love and be in the mob at the same time. He separated his life from his personal life and let Lucky think that he was the father of little Jake. And even when Lucky and Elizabeth got divorced, he still stayed his distance, and I really don't understand why. Now that all came into play, and now he's back and he's trying to have his son know who he is, it's a little hard for little Jake. But I was really just a little upset how far Jake took it, how far Jake is uncomfortable to be with his dad. And Jason is a great guy. Don't get me wrong. He's a great guy. I like Jason. Not for Sam, but I like Jason. And I think that especially when it comes to kids, he is amazing. And he loves Jake. So it hurt my feelings it hurt my heart for him. Let me tell you, when I saw him invite Franco, knowing that your father do not like this man, you still invited him. And I know that Jake knows that he does not like Franco, because if you know that Drew don't like Franco, and you even said it when they were in the parking deck area, and Mr. Jimmy, got them, when he was talking to Jake. Jake was talking to Drew about not liking Franco, and Drew had to let him know why, or what the situation is. But so I know that he knows that his father doesn't like Franco, if you know that Jake don't like Franco, and you still invited him. But anyways, I'm glad that Franco decided not to go and let Jake and Jason have this. And they were at the ball game, and the game got canceled. So what did Jake do? He invited Drew. Oh my God, which was a great scene. I love Drew. I just want the best for Drew. I do love him, and I love to see him in any scene, okay? So Drew came around, and Jason, I could just feel his heart breaking, because his own son just doesn't trust him. And I hope that in future episodes that Jake actually trusts Jason now, and could just, at least call him daddy and mean it. You know what I mean? So they were talking about the ball game, that Drew actually showed Jake how to throw a ball. And Jake said, we something like we throw balls for hours, and Drew was like, yeah, we did. And you could see Jason just hurt, because he wasn't there. And I feel for Jason, but I also want Jason to know that this is the lifestyle that you chose for yourself, because your decision impacted everybody's life. If Jason wasn't working for Sonny, if he wasn't the head shooter, if he wasn't the enforcer, you think that he would, like Elena would have came after him and did what she did? They wanted someone like him so badly that they messed up everybody's life just because they wanted a Jason. Anyhow, let's move on to Sam and Curtis. And finally, the storyline is moving, lovely. Peter is captured. Nathan's mom still have him with stupid Nina. And finally, I didn't even watch the other episodes. This is how lost I am. So when I watched this today, I was like, wait a minute. Peter, you know, people know about Peter. People are after him, like looking for him now. Like all these people are looking for him. So I'm so excited that this storyline is coming to a damn end, because I just want, are you going to kill Peter, or Peter's going to get free and, you know, move on with his life in Port Charles? What is going to happen? Like, let's move on. So Curtis asks Sam about Drew, and then he brought up, don't you think it's time for you guys to move on? Now, I love Curtis, that, you know, I respect Curtis. He wants to see the best for his friend. But when it comes to marriage, okay, and divorce, there is no moving on until you're ready, till those two parties are ready. So for him to push the envelope with Drew, and Drew told him to like kind of back off about that, and then now he moved on to Sam, I feel like I see where I have like this hunch about where they're putting this storyline, but I'm just like hoping that's not this case. Like, anyways, let me just move on, and you're gonna find out about that, what I'm thinking of the end, okay? But Sam didn't even answer Curtis about moving on. She was just like in shock, like what? Like that didn't cross her mind yet. And anyhow, then we have, let's see, Franco and Elizabeth. Oh my God, Franco and Elizabeth. I feel like Franco was doing so great, but something about Franco that he is backtracking to the conversation with Ava that he can't even tell Elizabeth about, like what they were talking about. Like, because if Kiki loses case, Franco and Ava is going to handle the situation on their own. So Franco is diving back to who he used to be, and I kind of knew that this relationship, I know a lot of shippers out there are rooting for Franco and Elizabeth, Fizz, or whatever the ship name is, and they're like rooting for them, okay? And I'm not a ship, I don't ship them, but I feel for them. And now they're going to rip them apart. Now GH is going to rip them apart, because there's no way Liz is going to be with another Rick. There's just no way. I think this is crazy. This is crazy. So instead of Franco going to the police station like Elizabeth asked him to, he hid when he went to the police station, and then he took it in his own hands to find out what's really going on. Now, I don't know what Franco is up to, but I hope it's all good things, okay? I really, really do, because I don't want to see him go backwards, okay? Then we have Drew and Margo. Okay, Drew and Margo. Okay, so I like their scenes, actually. I'm a dream shipper, don't get me wrong now. Dream. But, but this, hey, we need something to get Sam back on the ball. Like, your man ain't gonna be waiting for you forever, girl. You need to run and get him, because these girls, listen, Margo, she's like touching Drew's back and cleaning his shirt and everything, like, and he's just like, what? Like, girl, would you stop? I got this. So she better get to it, because choose somebody, because there's not a lot of guys in Port Charles anyway, Sam. You're gonna have to be with one or the other, because you don't like anybody else but Jason or Drew. So get it together. Patrick got married to Robin, he gone, honey. Pick somebody, right? But that scene is pretty cute, because I didn't even recognize her from all that suit and that bad attitude that she had with Sam and stuff. That's another thing. Like I said, I kind of feel where this storyline is heading, okay? She and Sam didn't hit it off from the first moment they met. Now they have a second freaking interaction. They're just like talking back and forth to each other. And now Margo is cleaning Drew's shirt in the park, okay? Lord Jesus. Anyway, everybody's worried about Sam going back. Everybody's worried about Sam going back to Jason. But I don't have any kind of worries about Margo because Drew is not in love with Margo right now. Drew is in love with Sam. But I feel like they're trying to bring a new triangle in this, okay? Is Sam gonna stand by and let Margo take Drew, or she's gonna fight for him, or she's gonna wake up and say, wait a minute, no, 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 because this is weird to me, y'all. This is just weird. Anyway, then we have Peter and Nina crazy ass, and first of all, Maxie and Valentine, yeah. Maxie and Valentine. Maxie needs to stop and pause because she don't know what the hell going on. Nina just fed you a bone, girl. Nina didn't tell you what was going on. She just told you what you needed to hear so you could get off her back, Maxie. So you dive in and try to attack Mr. Valentine, you know. Come on. And Valentine, he needs to put 2 and 2 together. And who's that guy at the bar that talk about he knows who he is? I mean, does he? I mean, Maxie did the same thing, but I think Valentine knows something else about him. Anyhow, I love the fact that Jason and Jake was in the park and they were talking about Sam. I guess they were talking about the player. Jake asked about the player, but Jason thought that Jake was asking about Sam. You know, is Sam worth fighting for? And Jason was talking about Sam and that, you know, that's her choice. Nobody could tell, you know, what happened in the future. Sometimes you need time to think and stuff like that. You know, I feel for Jason. I feel for Jason. It's like, let me tell you something. You never know what you had until you lost it. Let's put it out like that. Because Jason never knew what he had. He always knew that Sam was always there to be with him when he was with Elizabeth, fooling around and doing what he needed to do. He always knew if he wanted to go back to Sam when she was pregnant, all he had to say was the words and she will come right back to him, right? And now that Drew is in the picture, it's not that easy. He kissed her on, what is it, 4th of July, or it was New Year's Day on the boat. I'm not sure, y'all. Put that in the comment section. And he thought that was going to bring her back to him by doing that kiss. And when he pulled away and saw how dry her face looks, he realized she's not ready. It's kind of different for him. So, you know, I don't know what's going to happen with Dream. But whatever happens, I hope I hope they end up together. But that's my honest response. But I'm just like, y'all, I mean, this episode was a good episode. What can I say? I really don't have anything bad to say about it. Tomorrow will be an exciting day as well. I'm glad all these storylines are moving together. Only storyline that's dragging is Sam making her damn decision. Like I said in my last video, I feel like Sam is just not making a connection with Jason, but her connection is still there for Drew, even though she just feels like Drew doesn't want her, basically, because she put him through all of this mess and she doesn't know how to, you know, fix this. Then just get a divorce and have a clean slate and start over from scratch, wherever that might lead them, you know? Anyhow, y'all, let me know what y'all think about this episode. Comment below, and I'll love to read your comments. Bye.